Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Katasi Vashti, and I'm back again with a university guide type video today for y'all. So this video is going to consist of my own experience, things I wish I knew, advice. I've got everything for y'all. So in this video, I'm going to be covering moving out, academics, finances, relationships, social life / nightlife. Apologies if there's a slight different in angle, lighting, makeup, whatever. It is a different day. I had a few slight technical difficulties, but we're here. But my God is greater, so yes, here we are. So I'm gonna get straight into the video. As I mentioned before, it is going to be a university related video, so please grab a snack, grab a notepad, because I feel like this one's going to be quite lengthy. So I just want to start off by saying that I feel like going to university is a big decision, and I feel like if you know what you want to do in the future and it doesn't require having a degree, I don't think it's worth going. Isn't worth the stress and the debt you're going to be in. There are so many other routes to success, such as apprenticeships, working, becoming an entrepreneur. Like, there's so many routes nowadays. I also do believe that like it's your life at the end of the day, so no one should be able to style you and tell you what to do with your life. However, I do understand that a lot of people are from ethnic minority backgrounds, so am I, and education is an important thing, but I still do believe that it's actually your life at the end of the day. So to let you guys know, this video is mainly for those who have just finished sixth form and A-levels. Before I get into this video, an article came out recently and it reads, Cambridge University moves all lectures online until summer 2021, which is crazy, I'm not gonna lie, and unheard of. I don't know if other universities are gonna like follow in their lead, hopefully not. So I don't know how relevant this video will actually be for those of you that were planning to go into university, especially if you're planning on moving out in September. I don't know if this video will have much relevance. Nevertheless, I'm still gonna put this content out there because it could be relevant in the future. The first topic I'm going to be talking about is moving out. So I'm gonna talk about my experience of moving out and then like tips or like advice I would give to someone who's also planning on moving out. So for me, the moving out experience was bittersweet. I've always lived at home with my family, so moving away from home for the first time was scary, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it was quite scary. However, it was sweet because who's gonna style me at uni? Not my mum. She's not there. Getting my own space as well was exciting because I live at home with 3 younger siblings. If you have younger siblings, you already know, like, you know. So I was excited to get my own space. The moving out process was calm because my family dropped me off to uni and they helped me unpack all my things, which was really helpful, and I'm so grateful for that. I did start shopping for university quite late. Like, I started shopping like 2 weeks before. Would not recommend. I feel like you should gradually, I'm not saying like you need to have it all in advance, but I would say gradually do it. I feel like we kind of just panic bought, not even 2 weeks, like a week before, I'm not gonna lie. So don't be like me, don't do that. But overall, I feel like the experience was positive. It was calm. There wasn't that many difficulties, I don't think. I don't recall having any difficulties. So yeah, the moving out experience was fine. For me, my university is about an hour and a half away from home, and that was perfect for me because it meant that like if I wanted to commute home like every weekend, I could. It wasn't too tricky. So I would advise, if you're like proper close to your family and you get really homesick and stuff, I wouldn't advise you to go to a uni that's so far. Like, you want to make sure that if you're that type of person, your uni isn't too far from where you live, so that way you can kind of come home whenever you want, really. The fact that my uni isn't too far from my house is great because I can commute and come home whenever I feel like I want to come home, which is good. So the next topic I'm going to be talking about is academics. So I studied childhood studies at the University of Essex, and I had never even heard of this degree till about March times during sixth form. And I thought, this is right up my street. This is a bit of me, because if you guys know me, you guys know I love children. I want to work with children in the future. So I thought childhood studies, you know, that to me, that was like music to my ears. I was like, okay. And at sixth form, I studied sociology and health and social care. So I feel like all of that kind of relates. They were quite relatable subjects. The course is very interesting, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of psychology on the course that I didn't anticipate, and I'll tell you why I didn't anticipate it, because you see me, I didn't read into the degree properly. So that's one thing I would recommend. Definitely like read and research your degrees and see the modules you're going to be doing. I feel like I kind of briefly looked at it and I thought, okay, whatever. But like when I got here, I thought, oh, because you don't want to get to uni and think, oh my gosh, I did not sign up for this. You want to make sure that you know exactly what you're going to be studying, so that when you get to uni, you're not shocked or disheartened or whatever the case may be. For me, I was like, this is a lot of psychology, because I don't do psychology. So that's something I should have done, like properly read what my degree consisted of. I'm not sure about other academic years, but definitely this one, there were a lot of strikes, like so many strikes. I remember for the whole of like Feb, I didn't have any lectures. Even March, I barely had any lectures. In the whole of first year, I would say I had at most 12 weeks of lectures, which is ridiculous, because we were striking back to back to back to back. I feel like cool, other universities were also striking, and also other courses in my uni were striking. However, my particular course, oh my gosh, striking. So that's one negative thing about my course. Another piece of advice when it comes to academics is, don't believe people when they say, oh, first year is easy. First year is not easy. That is a lie. That is a lie, especially depending on what course you do. I feel like maybe, yeah, for some people, they found first year easy. But I know in my case, I did not. And anyone else that's watching this that goes to uni, please, was first year easy? Let the people there know, because I did not find it easy. Like, even though it is less work, the work at uni you have is more time consuming, if that makes sense. So you'll have like 3.5k worded essays. Yes, it's less, but it's, like I said, it's more time consuming. You spend a lot more time reading. Like, you actually have to read books at uni in order to get like quotes and all these and to gain understanding and stuff like that. So I would say they are both hard, year 13 and first year uni, 100%, but I feel like in different ways, and they are both stressful, but again, in different ways. I feel like when you're in first year uni, it's just a different kind of stress or a different kind of pressure. Year 13, it's like, oh my gosh, the workload, how am I going to get it all done? But I feel like first year is workload, not as much as year 13, but you have other added pressures, such as paying bills, for example. So I feel like that's where they differ. They're both stressful, they're both hard, but in different ways. You do need to kind of have discipline, because there's no one going to be telling you, oh, do your work, do this, because at uni everyone's an adult, you get it? No one's going to be on you like in school or in sixth form, like it's actually on you. If you don't do it, you just failed, you get it? So you do kind of need to push yourself and have that self-motivation and just really try, because there's no one there to tell you to do work. There's no one. Your parents aren't there to boss you around. Your teachers are not there. A lecturer is not going to push you. Like, a lecturer can intervene, especially in the beginning of uni. Cool, they can ask you what's up, but they can only do so much. Like, a lecturer can only do so much. A lecturer is not going to push you. Like, a lecturer can intervene, especially in the beginning of uni. Cool, they can ask you what's up, but they can only do so much. Like, a lecturer can only do so much. Do you get it? So the next topic I'm going to be talking about is finances. Please, if you take anything away from this video, listen carefully, because nobody told me uni was going to be this expensive. Like, nobody, not a soul. Of course, I've heard people say, oh yeah, uni's expensive, but you don't deep it, you don't take it until you arrive. So I'm here to tell you before you arrive, so you don't make the same mistakes as I did. So let me give you a little background. So I have been working since I was about 15 years old. So I've been making money and I've been knowing how to save up and stuff like that. So I remember finishing my exams in year 13. It was summer. I got a new job. I was excited, and it was like the summer before uni. So I thought, yeah, my mindset was, looking back, I'm just there like, that's you pattern. But I just wanted to have a lit somewhere. I just wanted to turn up. So for a couple of months, most of the money I was making from my job was going into me and funding my hot girl summer, okay? So I was making sure I had money for food, for activities, for hair, eyelashes, everything, you name it. Like, that was money going into me, until one day, I don't know, I think I had an epiphany, if that's even the word to use, or like, something came over me and said, nah, B, start saving up for uni. You need to save up for uni. So I would say about 6 weeks. Yes, about 6 weeks. This is when I started taking saving up for uni seriously. I banged shifts to Ross, okay? I was doing 40 to 50 plus hours of work a week. Like, I was making sure to get this bread up. And instead of saving, like, let's say 25% of my paycheck, I was saving 75 to 80% of my paycheck. I was like, I don't want to be a broke bum in uni. I don't want to do that. I want no parts. So Looking back, it is something I wish I started sooner, just because uni, like I said, it is so expensive. So my advice to someone who hasn't actually gone to uni yet when it comes to finances before getting there is to definitely start saving up. If you have a job, good on you. Please just save up, because uni is not cheap, especially if you come from like a working class background, which most of us do. Like, money does not grow on trees kind of thing. So let me talk about good old student finance. So, okay. Honey, hear what, yeah? Honey, please make sure when you're applying for student finance or your maintenance loan, or however you want to call it, it is going to cover your accommodation. This is something I did not do. This is something I didn't even look at. And looking back, this is probably the dumbest thing I did, okay? Your maintenance loan is there to help you or to aid you to pay your bills and travel, okay? My student finance didn't even cover my rent. Yeah, for a long time, I didn't know what university I was going to. Like, I always thought I was going to Northampton up until results day, when I found out I got into Essex, which was my firm. And so I hadn't really patterned anything for Essex, including accommodation. I kind of left that till late, and that's something I would definitely recommend you do not leave till late, because finding accommodation is so stressful. Like, if you go to Essex, I applied for quite a few of the accommodations. I remember I applied for Cops, Moultons and South Courts, and I got South Courts, which I was not happy about in the beginning. But due to applying for accommodation late, like, I actually ended up having to share an accommodation for the first, I think, about week or 2 weeks of uni, which I think I can make a whole story time about that, because I was not impressed. If you know me, I'm a brat, okay? So say I was not happy about that. This is not America, yeah, for us to be doing dorms and roomies. No, because I've done that before at home. I've not come to university and share a room. No. Next. So I was not impressed. So you best believe the university received quite a few emails from me. Unfortunately, I did not get my own way, but we actually moved. I did end up sharing for the first couple of weeks. Like I said, that's a story for another day. But I would definitely advise you to try to pattern accommodation as quickly as possible, and make sure it's within like your, I guess, budget. And this is one thing I didn't do. I think because I did everything late, I didn't really have time to deep it. Because you do student finance, I believe, in May, and I applied for accommodation in, I think, about September or August. I didn't deep the figures. Try to make sure that your maintenance covers your rent at least. That way it's just less pressure on you, because the money I thought I was going to live off for first year that I had saved up in summer, no honey, that's the money I used to pay the remaining of my rent, which meant that I had to work during uni. I worked 2 jobs during first year, which was quite stressful, I'm not gonna lie. If you do have parents that have, please use them. I feel like any parent that is in the position to be able to provide for their child, especially at uni, they will do so. So definitely use them. I don't think that's even using. Is that using? Nah. Try and get money off your parents. If not, if you're from a household where you're kind of encouraged to be independent like myself, make sure you work, you save. If you're extra, creating a spreadsheet, okay, with all your finances before you get to uni, like how much is rent gonna be, how much is travel gonna be, how much is it, so you know how much money you have yourself left over, you know how much your parents should give you maybe for an allowance, things like that. I feel like that's just more helpful and be less stressful when you get to uni. I feel like that's something smart, and that's something I would have done if I had known, but now I'm telling you guys so you guys can do that. So the next topic I'm going to be talking about is relationships. So honey, there are obviously different types of relationships that you can have, especially at uni. So I'm going to be covering like friends, family, God, and boys. Okay, so with friends, the uni I went to, I personally didn't know anyone that was going there. I met someone about a month before, and he told me that he goes to the uni, and I thought, oh my gosh, brilliant, because I do not know anyone that goes there. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that person was very helpful for me. Any questions I had, he answered. Like, even if it was a silly question, like, he still answered it and he still helped me out, which I'm so grateful for, because like I said, I didn't know anyone that was going at the time. About a couple of weeks before uni started, my cousin told me she was coming, which I was so happy about, because I was like, yes, somebody I know. But she was coming with her best friend, When I got to Essex, which is the uni I go to, a lot of people came with their friends and a lot of people already knew each other, and I just thought, oh my gosh, like, this is scary, okay? Like, this is actually, like, everyone actually knows each other. So I kind of felt that pressure to like kind of make friends, but I'm also the type of person, I don't like to like overdo it or beg it or like tread on anyone's toes. I'm just not that type of person. So for me, like, I feel like in a way it's a good thing and a bad thing. It can be a bad thing because it did kind of set me back and it did take me longer to make friends, but it's also a good thing because I'm not in the mix, because who am I going to be in the mix with? Who? Do you get it? My whole life I've never really struggled to make friends. Like, I've always had a good group of friends from when I was in primary school, secondary school and sixth form. I feel like uni I was in for a shock. Like, I actually had to make an effort to make friends. Like, so I would advise you to try to make friends, but also don't be a beg. Like, it's not by force. You actually came into this world by yourself. You came into this world by yourself. You're gonna die by yourself. So it's not by force to be a beg, but there's no harm in trying. At least if you try once, you fail, it's okay, you move on. Do you get it? So eventually, of course, I did make friends. So shout out to you guys if you're watching this. I love you guys all so much. Like, they're so real. I love my friends that I've made at uni, honestly. So I haven't really had any negative experiences when it comes to friends, which I'm so happy about. I feel like a lot of people, I feel like some people have, and it's normal, it's actually life. So one thing I would advise people is to just be mindful. You are going to meet people from very different walks of life to you, with different morals, different beliefs, and that's okay because it's actually life. But just, I would advise you not to be so trusting in people that you've just met, not to tell them everything about yourself until, I guess, you know that that's actually your friend and they have your best interests at heart. The next relationship I'm going to be talking about is with family. So I was very much in contact with my family during uni. I found uni quite lonely, and that's something nobody tells you, but I found it very lonely. So talking to my family really helped me, because there'll be times when I'll be in my room for like literally in my room for 24 hours, and then like getting that phone call from my mum was just like, like, it was nice. So I would definitely advise you to keep in contact with your family whenever you feel down, whenever you feel lonely. Just message them or call them. I'm sure they're missing you just as much as you're missing them. I feel like me going to uni definitely made me closer with my family. Like, I remember talking to my sisters every day, my mom, my dad, my brother. Like, now that I'm actually at home, they want me to go back. I'm not gonna lie. And me too as well. I get days where I just want to go back. But yeah, I would definitely recommend stay in contact with your family. Don't forget about them. Don't forget about them when you go to uni. Do you know what I mean? So the next relationship I'm gonna talk about is with God. So for me, when I got to uni, like, my mindset was, yeah, like, I'm gonna try, like, you know, build a relationship with him and get closer to him, blah blah blah. So I feel like my morals and mindset were in the right place. However, like, after a few weeks of being at uni, I feel like the relationship just completely deteriorated. Like, it went downhill because I was more focused on uni. Everything was all about uni, academics and social life. So if I wasn't trying to pattern an essay, I was getting ready to go out. Do you get what I mean? It was like, it was the two, and that's it. It was either academics, studying time, or friends. Academics, clubbing, academic, do you know what I mean? It was just those two. At university, you have a lot of spare time, which can be a positive thing and a negative thing. It's a negative thing because a lot of people, when they have that much time and are around people their own age, you end up indulging in, I guess, things that don't add to your life. For example, drinking, smoking, fornicating. So I would recommend someone that's going into uni, I guess, to try and find things to do. And one of those things obviously you can do is try to build a relationship with God. There's obviously different ways to do that, and that can take up your time. Doing that actually adds to your life, if that makes sense. So I would say, yeah, like, for the first term, mate, forget it. Towards the end of first term, however, actually, I joined a church which is called Pensa, and I started going there. At first I was a bit hesitant, but I really liked it, and I met some really nice people there. So if you're watching this and you go to large up your thing, hello, welcome to the channel. But yeah, so I feel like that really helped me as well, and it put me on a more, I guess, narrow path, and it was something I look forward to doing. Like, oh yeah, because like I said, you have so much time. So it's not like secondary school where you have like 6 lessons a day, or like sixth form when your day is structured. It's like at uni, cool, you have two lectures, but then the rest of the time you're free. Do you get it? So it was something to look forward to. So yeah, I would definitely recommend. But I feel like my relationship with God did it did strengthen, I would say, like in the new year when I started to attend the church more regularly. So yeah, I would advise, if you're religious, if you're not, cool, but if you are, or if you're spiritual, try to build and maintain a relationship with God, because God is the only person that's going to be there for you 24/7 when you call on him. He's not going to judge you, he's not going to air you, he's not going to do all the things man does. Do you get it? So defo tries to have him there, because you have nothing to lose. Do you get it? So I would definitely recommend trying to build and maintain a relationship with him. So lastly but not least, I'm going to be talking about relationship with boys. So I'll start off with my own, I guess, experience, whatever, with boys at uni. So as I mentioned before, I don't know anyone that went there. So the person I did meet before uni, I guess because we were spending time together, and eventually, I guess, feelings grew. After a while we kind of split apart because it just wasn't working out. But after that, I didn't emotionally invest in anyone else. I feel like my priorities did change and my head was a bit more screwed on, so I knew what I kind of wanted and what I didn't want, and what I was going to take and what I was not going to take. So I'm not saying girls didn't do this, but right now I'm talking about the man them, so take the L. So a lot of boys, of course, this is the first time they had this much freedom, this is the first time they're having this many free yards, so naturally most of them did, yes, use it to their advantage. And a lot of boys in uni are not serious. We're talking to you, having sex with your friend, have a girlfriend and ends. Like, the boys, in my opinion, are not serious. If you found love in uni, good for you, big up you. But I feel like most people do not, at least not in first year, no. Because, yeah, I don't feel like boys in first year are mature yet. That's just my opinion. So an advice for the ladies is, don't be so trusting in man. Take everything you hear with a pinch of salt, because they're most likely copying and pasting it and saying it to somebody else. And don't put all your eggs in one basket either until you know what it is. I wouldn't recommend. Don't let anyone's son style you. Don't let anyone's son take you for an idiot. Cutting ties from early just prevents heartbreak, and like spiritual ties or soul ties or spiritual bondages, however you want to call it. Once it's over, that's it. Don't go back. For what? So lastly but not least, I'm going to be talking about social life / nightlife at uni. The uni I go to, the nightlife, I would rate it like a strong 6 out of 10. And I'll tell you why. So before uni, I've been clubbing, been going out, been going to events, so I was kind of used to that lifestyle already. So when I got to uni, it wasn't really like, it wasn't anything new to me. The only thing that was new to me was obviously the area and the people there, kind of thing. So the nightlife was like, I was already used to it. However, I feel like if you come from a background where you're not really allowed to go out, or like you don't go out a lot, especially if it's something you enjoy, I feel like, yeah, you'll definitely appreciate nightlife at uni a lot more. I feel like depending on the uni you go to, you'll have a different experience. So someone from the Midlands might have something different to say about their nightlife compared to me, who goes to Essex, for example. So like I said, the nightlife was decent. Like, we had really good DJs, which is always a bonus, a plus. However, like, going up does get quite repetitive after a while. But because, like I mentioned before, you have so much time in uni, it's like when someone calls you up, do you want to go to this event? It's like, well, what else are you going to be doing? Do you get what I mean? And more time, tickets aren't that expensive, they're quite affordable, and getting there isn't difficult. So you do end up going out a lot, or quite a bit, especially in the beginning of uni. I would say like in that first month, during freshers, yeah, I would recommend going to freshers actually, like just so you get a taste. At least after that you can decide for yourself, is this something I like, is this for me? If not, then it is what it is. At least you tried. If it is, baby, welcome to the party. Something else I can say about clubbing is, of course, drinks are overpriced when you get to the club, so make sure you pre-drink, you smoke before you do whatever you need to do, to make sure you're not spending an extortionate amount in the club. So something negative about going out in Colchester, especially when you're going clubbing or to events, is that unlike London, Unlike London, where we have Captain, we have Bolt, we have Uber, they ain't got none of that. You have to call like actual cabs and pre-book them. I thought they did that in the olden days. No, honey, they do that in Big 2020 in Colchester. Can you imagine? I just thought, the ghetto, the actual ghetto. And even when you pre-book these cabs, it's not even guaranteed that you'll get a cab and that they'll even be available. Like, so let's say you want a cab to pick you up, to take you and pick you up from the club. You would have to call it, let's say at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, say, hi, I want to book a cab to take me to the club for 12. More time, there are cabs available, let's say before 12 in it. It's now booking a cab to come and pick you up from the club at, let's say, 3 o'clock. Sometimes if you're lucky, yes, they'll have a cab available for you and they'll actually come to pick you up. Other times they'll say the motive is finished, you're waiting for your cab's not arriving, or someone else has hopped in, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, how does that even happen? Or they'll just tell you there's no cabs available, so you kind of just wing it and go anyway, which is a bit silly. There's been times when the motive has finished and I'm with my friends and we're just panicking because like let's say the taxi we booked is not coming, or like we're calling the cab company and the next available cab is at 5 or 6 a.m. when the motive just finished and it's 3:30. And I can't lie to you guys, Colchester is cold, especially in the night. And you can imagine what we're wearing to the club, so it's like we're shaking like little leaves. Hopefully there are chicken shops like around the club. You know, say black people do not go home after motives, so we literally just are on the strip, everyone's talking, vibes and whatever, taking pictures, catching up, whatever, whatnot. So I guess that's a good thing because time passes by, everyone's still there. And like I said, there's like chicken shops open, so we just bake in there, especially when it's cold or if it's raining. We go in the chicken shop, we get food, we chop it up. So lucky you if you go to a university where you can just call a cab and it'll come just like that. Lucky, because in Colchester we do not have that privilege. Please, if anyone from Bolt, Captain or Uber is watching this, please can you come to Coach, please, because we're actually suffering. Like, I think I kind of gave advice, even though I was talking about my experience and whatnot. I think I did kind of give an advice. I said, go to Freshers, pre-drink, so you don't spend an extortionate amount in the club. What else? Oh, don't be that girl. Of course, like everyone, you know, has their moments. Everyone's been drunk before or like tipsy, but please don't be that girl that's always drunk and always throwing up and always having to be taken care of. Those types of people are so annoying to go out with. It's like, we are not your mum, we did not sign up for this. Like, obviously cool if it's a one-off, minor, like I'm sure a true friend or a real friend will look after their friend, but if it's repetitive, it's annoying. It's so, please control your drink, control how much you're drinking. If you can't hack it, don't overdo it. If you can hack it, good for you. So yeah, that's, please just don't be that girl or boy. Like, it's not. The social life now, as I've mentioned like maybe 3 times now, you have so much time at uni and there are so many things to do. Like, you can join societies, for example, that I'm in the ACS, which is the African Caribbean Society, and they usually host events and like game shows and things like that, and it's just a good way to interact with other African and Caribbean students. Obviously everyone is welcome, like white people can come, Asian people can come, anyone can come, but it's just a nice way to interact with other people that are like you, that are the same age as you. So I would definitely recommend you guys joining your ACS. Like I said, I go to church as well in my uni, so that's also something you can do. A lot of people do start going to the gym at university, which I think is a good thing. Personally, miss me with that. Miss me with all of that exercise stuff. Maybe in second year I'll give it a go, but as for now, I'm Gucci still. But I would definitely recommend you going there because it's very beneficial. It's good for your health, your physical health and your mental health as well. It's a nice way to release stress. So I would definitely recommend like doing that, or joining a sports team as well. Like, quite a few things to do. Even finding a job, like that's not really something social, but I guess to pass time and to manage your time wisely instead of just sleeping all day and eating and gaining weight and all these things. Like, just keeping productive. It's good for your mental health. I feel like a lot of people's mental health are tested in you, so you want to make sure like you're busy and you're occupied. So yeah, I think that's everything for this video. I hope you guys have taken away from this video. Please, anyone that has been to uni and that has watched this, comment down below anything I've missed, or if you agree or disagree with me on anything, let me know. please give it a like, and if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, and do turn on the post notification bell so you are notified every time I post. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.